The Backstreet Boys are back. This time they're going to be back in Las Vegas performing live at the Sphere. Their July residency will be called Into the Millennium, named after their 1999 album Millennium. Fans can expect to hear favorites like Everybody, I Want It That Way, and Larger Than Life. Tickets go on sale next Wednesday.
Uh-oh, Belinda's over there dancing already. Beyonce is adding a 5th show to her LA leg of the Cowboy Carter tour with a newly added May 9th show. This means she now holds the record for most overall performances at SoFi Stadium by any band or artist. General on-sale tickets begin on Friday at noon for all shows except for the newly added LA date. Tickets for that show start at 2 p.m.
Right, just about 5 a.m. right now, the strongest storm of the season. It is here, bringing potential for flooding, rushing waters, and mudslides.
And that has officials warning people living in and around the burn scars to be ready to leave.
Debris, landslides, it's kind of like the silent disaster where you don't really hear it until it does damage and it's quickly upon you, so don't wait.
From the firestorm to a rainstorm, thousands of residents are on alert, watching the hillsides as evacuation warnings are set to kick in.
We have live team coverage watching those burn scar areas and the communities surrounding them, and our First Alert weather team is tracking the storm as the stronger rain rolls in.
This is Today in LA at 5 with breaking news.
Good morning. It's Thursday, February 13th. As we take this live look outside toward the Cahuenga Pass, you can see all the raindrops on the lens, and the roads are slick out there right now. Thanks for joining us and good morning to you. I'm Adrian Arambulo.
And I'm Lynette Romero. Based on the shot we saw of our team out there, it's pretty much raining everywhere. To tell us more about what we can expect, let's send it right over to Belin.
Deja vu. Last week, we were tracking a storm at the end of the week as well, but this one is bigger than the one that we had last week with heavier rain amounts and flash flood watches, warnings. Hi, everyone. When we started the show at 4 a.m., we had rain in LA County, Ventura County, but throughout the morning, that rain has been spreading into the IE and Orange County, and there you have it. That rain is going to be widespread and moderate for that morning drive, so the roads are going to be slippery. But of course, we're keeping an eye on what's happening around the burn scar areas, and we have it outlined right here on our First Alert Radar Network, where you can see that rain is impacting the Eaton fire zone. The Franklin and Palisades fire also seeing some rainfall. The rain that's falling in that location appears to be light, so the risk for debris flow is low for now, but that's going to change. And our Storm Ranger 4 is over in Simi Valley, Ventura County, keeping an eye on the rain as it's moving in. And we have rain right now over the mountain fire burn scar area. And look at what's upstream. There's more rain on the way. We are trapping into this atmospheric river that's bringing us these heavy rainfall amounts. Now, it's pretty much past 10 a.m. until about 10 p.m. that we're going to see a risk for flash flooding for parts of LA County and over into Ventura County. And from 10 to early tomorrow morning at 4 a.m., there's a potential for flooding in the Inland Empire and over in Orange County. So yes, a chance for some mud, debris flow, and big impacts to when it comes to travel. And more on that, here's Robin to give us an update.
Good morning. Yes, it's been busy out there since I walked through the door at 3 a.m. The traffic's only going to get heavy and busier as we continue to track your commute. And as more folks hit the road, you're going to see some busier traffic conditions and more problems because it just doesn't stop. I will start off with some good news. So we had a traffic alert for a jackknife big rig here on northbound 5 at the 118. It was stretched across that whole connector. So at one point, folks were not getting through. That's no longer the case. This crash is out of the way. Traffic is moving well on the 5 north and south as well as the 118. So that's great news. But I just got a word of a new one here at Imperial, South 5 at Imperial. That's going to back you up as you work your way into Norwalk. It's another spin out. We're seeing that a lot. New crash, West 105 at Long Beach Boulevard. Another spin out where a driver hit the center divide. That's being cleared from the right lane. So a little sluggish back from the 710 split. But in the opposite direction, we had a much bigger problem. This is the same exit of an earlier crash involving 2 big rigs that jackknife. And so they were stretched across the eastbound lanes. That's gone. But as soon as those crashes cleared, this westbound problem popped up. So that's what's happening this morning. You have to be careful. Plan ahead. Think ahead. Leave as early as you can. Please slow it down out there. We'll check more problems coming up. Adrian, back to you.
Robin, thank you. 5:02 right now. Well, this storm presents widespread threats of mudslides, and this map shows the areas of concern. There are many of them. In LA and Ventura counties, there are 6 burn scars, the Franklin, Mountain, Hughes fires, all within the past 3 months. And that's on top of the most recent and most destructive the Palisades and Eaton fires.
NBC4's Lauren Coronado is live in Altadena monitoring the situation there. We can hear that rain coming down, so it sounds like it's a little bit stronger than it was last hour.
Lynette, Adrian, it absolutely is. It feels a lot heavier, and I think what you're hearing might be some of the water rushing down this gutter here. There are K-rails in place. There is heavy equipment, I should say, in place as well. We are on Loma Alta Drive and Sunny Oak Circle. This is a neighborhood that is under an evacuation warning. Of course, concern over mud and debris flow. Crews have been clearing debris basins, storm drains, and flood channels here in the Eaton fire burn zone, all in preparation for that possible mud and debris flow from the charred hillsides, threatening neighborhoods which have already been destroyed by the Eaton fire. And for those whose homes are still standing, now they're hoping their homes are spared again, this time from those mudslides and any storm damage, all while under evacuation warnings.
Mud flow and debris, landslides, it's kind of like the silent disaster where you don't really hear it until it does damage and it's quickly upon you. So don't wait. Get out. If our police officers are coming up the streets with their loudspeakers, if you get our emergency notification, get out.
This is a map. The yellow shaded area shows the communities under that evacuation warning. At last check, at least 10 homes are under mandatory evacuation orders, and we're told that they've been told to leave by 7 o'clock this morning in just about 2 hours. Back out here live as you see some of that water rushing down this hillside. We are keeping a close eye on the storm. We'll bring you another live update in the next hour, and I do want to mention that there have been a lot of sheriff's deputies out here just going up and down the street, and I drove around the area as well, and I saw at least 7 to 10 sheriff's deputies just in this pocket of Altadena. So that's something else to note, that there are a lot of first responders on standby. Reporting live, I'm Lauren Coronado for Today in LA.
Lauren, thank you for that. And today, LA Mayor Karen Bass will give an update on the city's planning and safety efforts amid the storm. That will happen at 8:30 this morning. We will bring that to you live, both on the air and online at NBCLA.com, also streaming on the NBCLA app.
Evacuation warnings have been issued for the Palisades burn scar area, and this is a map of the current evacuation warnings that will be in place from 7 this morning through Friday, tomorrow, 2 p.m. The areas highlighted in yellow and purple are places where the warning has been issued because of the storm. The areas in red are the places with continued limited access because of the fire. Officials are urging residents to be prepared to leave now before it's too late.
This storm is serious. If you're in an evacuation zone, don't wait. Be ready to move to safety immediately. This storm is going to be worse than we saw last week, which means that conditions could become life-threatening at any moment.
If you live in LA County, you can opt to get emergency alerts through alert.lacounty.gov. For the city side, you can sign up through Notify LA. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Los Angeles District is hoping to use data and modeling to help predict potential debris flows. They're working in the Environmental Protection Agency transfer site near Topanga Canyon in Malibu. Right now, early results show there is potential for debris flow in the canyon. In addition to modeling predictions, the engineers will also be assessing the site to further reduce potential risks from future storms.
The threat of evacuations is also reaching our other burn scar areas, places near the bridge, line, and airport fires from last September. Now, you might remember scenes like this from San Bernardino County last year. A man living in Highland says since the line fire, he's got his eye on one particular part of his neighborhood.
This culvert is actually a pinch point. So what we would see if this system became over capacity is the water and sediment would actually spill over this road.
In Orange County, a voluntary evacuation warning will begin at 8 a.m. for the airport fire zone. Warnings are also in place for parts of Wrightwood and Mount Baldy. Now, to keep track of where the storm is and where it's headed, we've deployed Storm Ranger 4 to Simi Valley. Our mobile radar truck helps us get the most accurate weather information to you. And to get that information sent right to your phone, be sure to download that NBCLA app. You can get instant weather alerts, evacuation warnings, and the forecast wherever you are.
We're checking in with the LA River. Not too much happening right now. It is low, but did you know the LA River serves as a flood protection? Yeah, all of the water, whenever it rains, it goes into the river and then eventually that just drains out into the ocean. As the rain intensifies this afternoon and evening, what I predict is that this river, it's going to be rising and it's going to be flowing and it's going to be fierce. So we'll get you that so you can see it. A heavy amount of rain is headed our way today. This morning it's widespread, mainly moderate, but it becomes intense this afternoon and evening, and that's when we have the highest risk of flooding. By tomorrow morning, we're looking at the activity dwindling, becoming more scattered, then eventually tapering by the middle of the day. Now, let me time it out for you. We're starting to see that rain increase and becoming more steady in Orange County and the Inland Empire. So it is going to be a tough morning commute. You have to leave the house with plenty of time if you have to work, and make sure you put the umbrella and the rain gear for the kids inside of their backpack. They're ready to go and they are protected. Here we are looking at the weather at 7 a.m. It is a washout and the rain intensifies this afternoon. Around noon, we have a possibility for some thunderstorms. And then we get into this evening around 7 p.m. You'll notice that heavy rain moves into the Inland Empire and over into Orange County. But on the backside, we start to see some drying in Orange County and also in the San Fernando Valley. So once we passed about 9 p.m., the activity becomes much lighter. But by that point, we're going to be dealing with the residual effects of this heavy rain. By tomorrow morning, we're looking at scattered showers, some damp roads, and eventually the storm system winds down and it moves out of here. So here's what you can expect. Of course, the flooding and dangerous travel conditions, a possibility for debris flow, street flooding, and some strong winds, down trees and power outages. A high wind warning and wind advisory has been issued. I'll be back to cover the details. Here's more traffic with Robin.
Oh, yes, more traffic. Every time we check the maps, it does not stop. A new problem just popped up for the 5, South 5 at Roxford. It was already a slow commute here coming from the Newhall Pass, heading towards Sylmar, so it's already backed up beyond the 210 split. I'm also noticing some heavier traffic on the 14, rolling out of Santa Clarita toward the Newhall Pass. So, yes, our numbers are going up. For the 14, we're already at 53 minutes from Palmdale off to the Newhall Pass, much heavier compared to the 4 o'clock hour. The 5 up to 40 minutes, Santa Clarita down to East LA, and the 405 looks really good right now, although we had a crash South 405 at Sunset. It was pretty minor, no major delays, under 30 minutes to make it down to Inglewood. The 405 going south, once you get down toward Carson, Long Beach, Signal Hill, it's going to be slow in stretches. There is a new accident right here at the Alameda exit that is blocking, so it's backing you up a little bit. It's going to be a good trip for now, leaving the Inland Empire for the 215. 91 busier, but not bad. 44 minutes Riverside to the 5, and the 60 another stretch that's picking up 27 minutes from the 215 over to the 57 in Diamond Bar. So that's not bad, but you should still leave early because you never know what's going to pop up. Don't forget those headlights and wipers. We'll check more traffic, more problems coming up in a little bit. Lynette, back to you.
All right, coming up next at 5, breaking news in Germany. A car plows into a crowd of people gathered outside of a conference attended by world leaders, including Vice President J.D. Vance.
Plus, who will be the future face of California? Now that Gavin Newsom is finishing out his final term as governor, one of Southern California's top cops could be considering a run for the job.
And we want to take you outside right now, give you a live look at the LA River. You can see it is definitely raining out there. Now's a really good time to download our NBC LA app. You'll get those instant weather alerts sent directly to your phone.
By 13 right now, we're tracking the storm with the heaviest rain set to begin this morning. This is a live look at Long Beach. Can barely make it out. So much rain on our lens there, the camera lens. Meteorologist Belinda Leon's going to have another check of your forecast in just a couple of minutes.
And we have breaking news right now in Munich, Germany. At least 28 people are hurt after a car drove into a crowd in what officials are calling a suspected attack. This comes just a day before a major security conference attended by world leaders was set to begin, and that includes Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The driver, who police describe as a 24-year-old Afghan man, is in custody. Stay with Today in LA as we continue to bring you the latest updates. 2 naval pilots are alive and recovering after a terrifying jet crash. This morning, new video shows the military jet nosedive right into the San Diego Bay. So take a look here. The jet causes a giant splash so fast, you got to watch really closely. Both pilots were able to eject shortly before the EA-18 Growler went into the water right off Point Loma. A U.S. Customs boat in the area picked them up within minutes
the jet is still submerged in the bay. The Navy is investigating the cause of the crash and if weather played a role.
Next year, Californians will vote for a new governor, and we may soon learn who will join the race. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco is expected to formally declare his run at Governor Newsom's seat next week. There's been a lot of speculation on Newsom's crime policies in the past. Governor Newsom's current term ends January 2027.
5:15 right now. Well, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and the California Flower Mall in downtown LA says rain or shine, they are ready for shoppers. They are open right now. Opened up just about 45 minutes ago, I believe. This is their busiest time of year, so they're going to stay open all day, all night. They are not going to close until 8 tomorrow night. The team there says they have extra help in the parking lot during this time in an effort to help people get in and out of quickly because of the rain and the storm.
You can get some really good deals out there, for sure. All right, it's 5:16. We're going to get right to Belinda Leon to talk a little bit more about our storm.
Yes, and nothing says like love, like getting those flowers in the rain and in strong winds, right? Baby, I love you. And by the way, today's Galentine's Day. So happy Valentine's to all my gals. To Robin and to Lynette, all the ladies out there. Guys, I want to point out something really interesting because the water year really has been very dry for us, and we're behind when it comes to our average rainfall. But February, the rain has just been coming. Last week we had rain, and this week we're going through a storm. So when we take a look at how much rain we've accumulated so far in February, 1.95. Compare that what we had in October, November, December, January. We've had more rain in February than we had in those 4 months, and we are closer to our monthly average, which is 3.64. I think we could reach that monthly average today. We had about 1/4 of an inch yesterday, and now we're going to get the bulk of the moisture today as that rain comes down even heavier, especially during the afternoon and evening. Look at the rainfall amounts that we're expecting through tomorrow morning. That's how long we're expecting for the accumulating rain to last here in our area. And you see very generous rainfall, and that's because we're tapping into an atmospheric river. So that's a lot of moisture coming down in a short amount of time, and we're going to see 1 to 3 inches for most of us. But in the foothills and mountains, we could see accumulations from 3 to 5 inches, possibly even more. And that's a big concern because some of these big rainfall amounts could be falling over these recent burn scar areas. In the Palisades fire, looking to receive about 1.75 inches. The Eaton fire, more than 3 inches expected to accumulate there, and the Bridge fire, more than 4 inches expected there. Now, let's talk about flooding, because this morning you may encounter some flooded streets. And just a reminder, you never want to go through those flooded roads. Turn around, don't drown. Just 6 inches of rain can stall your car. Plus, you don't know what's underneath that water and how deep it goes, or what other hidden dangers are there. So please be safe. Find another way to get to your location if you encounter a flooded road. Now let's talk about those winds. There's a potential for some downed trees, some power outages. We do have a high wind warning and a wind advisory that has been issued for the mountains and deserts. But even if you're not in those locations, you're going to feel the winds. Look at the afternoon. Along with the heavy rain that's coming down, we're also going to have some gusty conditions. Winds during the afternoon, 20, 30 miles per hour for lower elevations, but the strongest winds will be in the mountains and the desert slopes. That's where we have those alerts that have been issued and where travel may be treacherous. So here's a look at the warning. It starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It goes through early tomorrow morning. The gusts here could get up to 60 miles per hour. So during that time, you want to be away from windows. You're going to know when the winds get really strong, and you don't want to be near any of those windows. Be somewhere where it's inside your home in the interior section until the strongest winds have passed. 7-day forecast shows today's the heaviest rain. Tomorrow the rain starts to fizzle out. This weekend we're dry and the temperatures start to rebound. By Sunday we've got 68 degrees for the basin in Orange County. And something I didn't mention right now, there's a lot to talk about. I hope to talk about it in the next half hour. We're going to have high surf at the coast, so stick around for that in the next half hour. Valleys and IE, a chilly, windy, rainy day. But look at this, the weekend, it's going to shape up beautifully. 60s, almost 70s on Sunday, and 70s continue through next week. The desert will be windy, rainy, 50s, 60s. This weekend it clears up. You'll see the sunshine return. And finally in the mountains, we have a winter weather advisory that's been issued. So that's another thing I need to talk about in the next half hour. But travel in the mountains, avoid it if you can today and tomorrow. That's your forecast. Now to traffic. How's it going, Robin?
Oh boy, like that song by the OJs. I'm living for the weekend. end, Belen. I'm looking forward to getting to that point. It is just tough getting through this morning's drive with so many trouble spots. And I don't know what's going on with Long Beach Boulevard in Linwood, but I'm on crash number 4. We had 2 big rigs that spun out earlier this morning. They were jackknifed, blocking all lanes of traffic at the Long Beach Boulevard exit. As soon as those 2 separate crashes cleared, another crash popped up in the westbound direction at Long Beach Boulevard. As soon as that crash cleared, another big rig crash has popped up at Long Beach Boulevard. What's going on with Long Beach Boulevard? All lanes closed right now with accident number 4. So this has traffic solid back from the 7-10 split. We have folks squeezing by on the shoulder, but it's just been a trouble spot throughout the morning. 16 minutes for the drive time, which is not bad. Not as many cars on the road right now, but that's going to change as more of you hit the road, especially in the 6 o'clock hour. The 101 looks good, so it's not all bad news. 12 minutes from Studio City to Woodland Hills. The 15 minutes from East LA to West LA, and a problem for Carson if you're taking the 405. Rolling south, we have this crash here at Alameda Street. That is in the left lane, and that's the reason for that backup. So please get out there as early as you can. Looking good, leaving the Inland Empire, 31 minutes and growing for the 210. San Bernardino off to the 57. Lynette, Adrian, back to you.
All right, thank you, Robin. 521 right now. Well, next at 5, South LA in the spotlight. We're going to take you to the Mexican-American restaurant, topping out the Yelp's Best 100 in the nation.
And rock on! This year's nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame have been released, and there's one band that's standing out from the rest.
524 right now. Well, here's something for the foodies out there. If you're looking for the best of the best restaurants to check out this year, Yelp released their top 100 list, and coming out on top as number 1, Southern California's Holbox. It's the first Mexican marisqueria in the country to get a Michelin star. From grilled octopus, fish tacos, ceviche, everything is handcrafted by Michelin star chef and owner Gilberto Cetina.
Yum, 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 yum,
This is
yum.
right up his alley there. This is located along South Grand Avenue in historic South Central. And here are some other Southern California restaurants featured on the list. Schlapmon Wings in Long Beach, Berry Brand in Tustin, West Coast Cheesesteaks in Glendora. This is just to name a few. Fun fact, California had the most restaurants on the list with 37 spots across the state. 37 out of the top 100.
I know
right
you're
here.
starving now because you've been looking at all those menus.
Yeah.
All right, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is looking for its newest members, and one band's nomination is getting a lot of praise. Mexican band Maná is the first Spanish-language band to ever be nominated. Other nominees for the class of 2025 include Mariah Carey, Oasis, Outkast, Fish, and Chubby Checker. The 2025 class will be revealed in April. The induction ceremony will take place in LA this fall.
I'm hoping that Oasis does their show at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah?
You know, it's so volatile, their relationship. We are always waiting to see if that show actually will go on.
You could go to one of the restaurants on Yelp and then go to a concert.
Perfect.
It's a good date.
Yeah. All right, 526 right now. We'll still have time is running out for critical disaster relief.
This will help residents who are living in our burn scars. We'll give you the details next.
And good morning from Malibu. Just after this break, we're going to talk live with CAL FIRE. They're talking about all the strike teams who are here to help with all the mud and debris flows that could happen into today.
It's just about 5:30 right now. Neighborhoods on high alert now that the strongest storm of the season is inching towards Southern California.
So you can see it. Just look at our First Alert radar network. The risk for flooding and mudslides, that's going to peak later today, and that's prompting officials to tell residents to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. We're tracking the storm's timing.
We saw a lot of people that did not heed those warnings during the wildfires, and it cost people their lives. If you're asked to evacuate, do so.
From evacuation warnings to street closures and school closures, we are live tracking it all for you.
This is Today in LA at 5 with breaking news.
Our breaking news this morning, it is Thursday, February 13th. This is a live look outside towards downtown LA. It's all weather, all day, all traffic. We are here to get you prepared. We're so glad you're here with us. I'm Lynette Romero.
And I'm Adrian Arambula. Let's check in with meteorologist Belen de Leon, who is tracking this storm. A lot of rain, a lot of green on this radar here.
Yes. You know, when I tell my boys it's going to rain, the first thing they ask me is it going to be all day? Today it's going to be all day, and it's going to intensify as the day goes on. It is going to impact your afternoon and evening commute. Buenos dias, everyone. The heaviest rain that we've been talking about is moving in today, and right now that rain is steady and it's widespread. The view right now over in Long Beach, we got a lot of raindrops right there on the lens, and it's hard to see, not only because it's dark, but also because the visibility is down. So we're at 57 degrees, visibility is 4 miles, and the rainfall so far, we're now at 2/10 of an inch. The last time I checked this in the 4 a.m. hour, we had picked up maybe about 1/10 of an inch, so that rain is starting to accumulate. Yesterday we got about 1/4 of an inch less. Today we're going to pick up the bulk of the moisture, and when we check in with our First Alert radar network, we have our burn scar areas that are outlined in red, and notice that a lot of them are seeing that rainfall right now. And as the day goes on, the danger here is that the rainfall rates are expected to intensify, which could cause mudslides, debris flow. The view right now out towards the Eaton fire, that's where we're seeing that rainfall. Same goes for the Palisades fire. We've got our Storm Ranger 4 over in Simi Valley. It's picking up on that incoming rain, and there is a lot of it. The heaviest rain we're expected to start after 10 a.m. for Ventura County, LA County. This is where a flash flood watch will go all the way through tonight, and we have a flood watch in effect for the Inland Empire and over in Orange County, lasting through Friday morning. So on top of the potential for mudslides, debris flows, we could also see some urban street flooding and some street ponding. So it's going to be a big impact to roads. And in the mountains, a winter weather advisory will start tonight and go through tomorrow morning. So we're going to see heavy rain and heavy snow above 8,000 feet. I'll be back to time it out. Here's Robin. You're very busy this morning.
Oh, yeah. Heavy rain and heavy snow equals heavy traffic, Belen. It's another problem here, backing you up on the 10, and folks are stuck in traffic as they work their way into Pomona, West 10 at the 57. So with the right lane blocked, that commute traffic is filling in. It's all just merging together, and it's getting heavier and heavier. We're just under 30 minutes from the 57 to the 5, the 60 picking up, just under 40 minutes for the trip. We're also seeing a crash here, blocking all lanes for the 105. This is in Linwood, right around Long Beach Boulevard. This is our 4th crash at the exact same exit within the last hour or so. You may just want to avoid it altogether, because if all lanes are blocked, you're not getting through, right? Or maybe you're squeezing by on the shoulder. It's unclear exactly how folks are getting by or if they're holding traffic altogether, but it just says all lanes blocked. So I wouldn't bother. I'd hop over to Imperial. I'd go over to Rosecrans. I'd get on the freeway after the Long Beach Boulevard so that you can get around some of that heavy traffic. Carson, South 405 at Alameda, backed up too because of an accident in the left lane. Be patient out there. You got to leave early. We'll check more trouble spots coming up. Back to you.
All right, Robin, thank you. Evacuation warnings are in place right now for the Palisades fire burn zone.
So we're hearing that mud is starting to flow already as the rain comes, and it's only going to get stronger. NBC4's Brittany Hope is live along PCH near Big Rock this morning. Brittany.
Yes, good morning, everyone, from Malibu. So we've driven pretty much the entire Palisades burn area from the 10 in Santa Monica all the way to where here we are now in Malibu. This is definitely the worst spot that we've seen, and you can see why. So this is the right lane of northbound PCH. It's now completely covered in mud. But look at this. So if you were with us yesterday on the 11 a.m. news, you saw this water flow. Well, this has been draining from the homes above that have burned for nearly 24 hours now. On top of that, you have all the dirt and mud and debris that's dropped here. So it's creating a lot of flooding water as well. So it's not a surprise that we do have evacuation warnings at this point. Luckily, this flashlight is helping us kind of show you what's all going on here. As we cross the street, we're going to pull up a map really quick that's going to talk about those evacuation warnings that we have in place. So in Malibu, in areas burned by the Palisades fire, by the Franklin fire, those warnings are already in place right now. Places like Civic Center, Malibu Road, Carbon Canyon, here where we are in Big Rock, that's already happening. On the city side of the Palisades fire, so we're talking the Palisades, Pacific Palisades themselves, Mandeville Canyon, those warnings start at 7 o'clock in the morning. So that's the very latest there. Now we want to bring in Chloe Castillo, a PIO with CAL FIRE. Thank you so much for being here, especially in the rain. You have a lot of crews here on the ground getting ready for this. Tell us what's going on.
Cal OES has pre-positioned 22 hand crews in the Southern California region to make sure that in the event that local government has any type of debris flow, mudslide issues, that they can request Cal OES to send hand crews, and the hand crews are ready, available, and they're down here set to go.
And we're used to hearing hand crews in the fires, right? Digging lines. When it's in a situation like this in a burn area, what will they be doing should worse things start to happen besides the mud behind us?
Our firefighters are all risk firefighters, so they can handle snow removal, debris removal. They can handle any type of hazard mitigation efforts that need to be done. It's not anything that they haven't done already, and they do it on a yearly basis.
Chloe Castillo, thank you so much. Go get dry. We really appreciate you and all of your teams who've been working here in LA County for more than a month now. So that's what's going on here. We do have mud. We have localized flooding. PCH, of course, still closed and will be so at least until this storm wraps up. We're live in Malibu. Brittany Hope for Today in LA.
All right, Brittany, thank you. And right now, Malibu Canyon Road is closed through at least tomorrow night, and that is forcing Malibu schools to close today and possibly even tomorrow. Now, this includes Webster Elementary, Malibu Middle, and Malibu High Schools. Superintendent Dr. Antonio Shelton says the decision was made to keep students and staff safe. He also says administrators and teachers will be reaching out to students and families about remote learning. Now, the storm is not having an impact at this point on LA Unified Schools, but the district says it will be in contact with families if schools are affected. Families who have questions or maybe need support, they are encouraged to call the LA Unified Family Support Hotline. It is available Monday through Friday from 7:30 in the morning until 5 in the evening.
At 5:37 right now, this is a live picture from Altadena, and you can see the rain is really starting to come down there. There is concern that the rain could trigger mudslides, debris flows, and flooding here, all after the recent wildfires. Pasadena is offering pre-filled sandbags to residents today at Robinson Park and Victory Park. Both locations will start handing them out at 9 this morning. And LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger posted this before and after photo. She said it shows the first home in Altadena that had debris removed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. She added that this marks a significant milestone in rebuilding efforts. Well, we are already seeing a lot of rain in the Hollywood Hills. You can see the water rising right next to these sandbags in Runyon Canyon.
Now, this is one of the areas that we're very concerned about because this is where the Sunset Fire burned last month. NBC4's John Cadiz-Klimac is watching the conditions there. So, John, how have conditions changed since we talked to you last hour?
Well, we've got this steady rain that's coming down, Lynette, and where we're standing right now, just up Vista Avenue, this is just below where that fire was just a few weeks ago. So the water that's coming down here, I think the good news is that it's pretty clear for the most part, so we're not seeing much debris come through, but it's these sandbags that's holding anything like that on the backside of that. So it's slowing down the water that's coming through, but even when we get these lulls in the storm and as the rain kind of slows down a little bit, we can still see all this water coming down, so we know that it's still up there. I want to show you the Sunset Fire when it happened, January 8th. It blew up pretty quickly here in the Hollywood Hills, and it scared a lot of people. Luckily, it didn't do too much damage, except for, of course, that wooded area. So the area they're focusing in on now has to do with the south and east side of Runyon Canyon, because it's just below where that fire burned. 43 acres that burned in that one. I want to share with you this map that they've created. This is the area that is of concern for the LA Fire Department. They say they're going to start these warnings. I know Brittany was talking about it too. At 7 a.m. is when these warnings go into effect, these evacuation warnings specifically to this area, again, south and east of Runyon Canyon. A lot of homes, a lot of apartments in this area. No evacuation orders just yet, but the fire department saying that if that happens, you need to be ready to go at a moment's notice. Again, bringing you back where we are, seeing this water come down the hillside here. This is happening all up and down these roads, these little canyon roads that connect to basically Runyon Canyon itself. So keep an eye out, and of course, we're going to do the same and let you know if anything changes. Reporting live in the Hollywood Hills, I'm John Cadiz-Klimac, Today in LA.
John, thank you. And time is running out for wildfire disaster victims to apply for financial assistance with the American Red Cross. If you live within the boundaries of the Palisades or Eden fires, you may qualify. Tomorrow is going to be the last day to apply. If you'd like to help with wildfire relief efforts, NBC4 continues to partner with the American Red Cross to help people affected. You can go to NBCLA.com or by calling the number right there on your screen.
This is it. This is the day that the First Alert Weather Team has been warning you about, and this is the system, the troublemaker. You can see how it's spinning counterclockwise over the ocean water, but it's pulling in atmospheric moisture, and that's the reason why the rain that we're going to be seeing today is so heavy. Out in front of it is a cold front that's going to trigger all of this instability, and there will be a possibility for some thunderstorms. Satellite and radar, this is what's happening right now. The rain is widespread, it's falling light to moderate, and we're expecting the intense rain to happen later today. Now, that intense rain is going to come at different times for different locations. So let me show you. In Ventura County, rain is happening right now, and it's going to be heavy from 9 through about noon. But the heaviest rain is expected from noon to about 3 p.m. After that time, we're going to see that rain ease in intensity, but still remain pretty strong, moderate during the early afternoon hours, and then finally it eases as we head into the evening and overnight. Now, this is LA County. We're going to have light rain from 9 to about noon. From noon to 3 p.m., the heavy rain starts to increase, and then we get into the intense rain around 3 p.m. through about 6 p.m. So that could get in the way of your travel plans, your afternoon commute, pickups for the kids. So make sure you're planning ahead for that. After that point, the rain starts to ease from 6 to 9 p.m. It'll be moderate, still causing some issues on the roads. And then through this evening, it starts to diminish. Now, for the Orange County IE area, that intense rain isn't going to come until later today. So throughout the day, the rain will be building in intensity, in coverage. From 3 to 6 p.m. it's going to be heavy, but the intense rain is expected from 6 to 9 p.m. After that point and through tomorrow morning, the activity becomes more scattered. So today is the day to be prepared for all of this, and it's during the afternoon when most of us will see the most intense part of this storm system. And we're feeling it on the roads already. Here's Robin with an update.
Yes, we are. We are indeed. So many problems out there, lots of slow traffic. I pulled up a Caltrans camera to show you the drive on the 110. This is going south through South LA, approaching Century. The headlights are going south. The taillights are going north. It's all backed up because of this new crash at the Century exit, southbound 110 at Century. That's blocking, so it's backed up well beyond the Manchester exit. It's going to be under 20 minutes for now to make it from the 5 to the 105, but all of these numbers will go up as the rain continues, as the commute picks up, as more of you hit the road. So just be prepared. Be prepared for heavy traffic on the 105 as well. We've had so many problems near the Long Beach Boulevard exit in Linwood. This is crash number 4, the third one involving a big rig. West 105 Long Beach Boulevard. We have all lanes blocked, a traffic alert in place for this. So I'm going to send you over to Rosecrans. Consider using Imperial. If you get on the freeway, you're just going to be sitting in traffic. You're going to be stuck because no one's getting through. That's not a good situation. So plan ahead. The 5 Anaheim to Irvine, 20 minutes. So not bad through the OC. The 91, almost an hour. It's quite packed from Riverside toward Buena Park. So I'll stay on top of the commute for you. Check with us before you leave the house. We'll have more updates coming up. Back to you.
Robin, thank you. Next at 5, President Trump's plan to get thousands of federal workers to resign. It was put on hold. Now it's back on. So how many want to leave? We have the latest numbers for you coming up.
Plus, if you've seen more people getting sick, you know what? You're not alone. Flu cases are skyrocketing, and so are flu-related deaths. The message from health officials.
And we want to take you outside. This is a live look at the wet drive on the 5 in Glendale. Now is the perfect time to download our NBC LA app. You will get instant weather alerts sent right to your phone and the forecast wherever you are and wherever you're going. It's 5:43. We'll be right back. .46 right now to keep track of where the storm is and where it's headed. We have deployed Storm Ranger 4 to Simi Valley. Our mobile radar truck helps us get the most accurate weather information to you. Meteorologist Belinda Leon will have another check of your forecast in just a couple of minutes.
The White House says 75,000 federal employees accepted a buyout offer to resign. Now, those employees were told that in exchange for the resignation, they would be paid through September. The offer had been put on hold until yesterday when a judge allowed it to move forward. The judge said the unions who tried to stop it did not have a legal standing to bring the case. In just a few hours, the Senate is expected to vote on Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s nomination to be Health and Human Services Secretary. If confirmed, he'd become the nation's top health official, leading the world's largest public health system. Democrats raised concerns about his nomination because he's been critical of vaccines. During confirmation hearings, Kennedy insisted that he is not anti-vaccine.
For the first time since the pandemic, flu-related deaths surpassed COVID-related deaths in the state. Health officials are warning about the surge in flu cases, saying it's at the highest levels in more than 15 years. The state notes that only a small percentage of eligible Californians have received the appropriate respiratory virus vaccines. The CDC data shows the percentage of kids getting vaccinated for the flu in California is nearly 10% lower than what it was before the pandemic. Health officials say it is not too late to protect yourself.
Stay up to date with your vaccinations. For flu and COVID, that's everybody 6 months and older. And then for RSV, it's a little more complicated. Talk to your doctor, but it's generally people that are very young, that are older,
Well, health officials they say that the latest data also shows the progress that we've made on COVID-19.
And now to this morning's bright spot. The Chargers hosted another high school football team impacted by the wildfires. They invited players from Pasadena's John Muir High School to their practice facility in El Segundo. And boy, what a day they had. The team got new shoes and all kinds of other gear. They met head coach Jim Harbaugh. They toured the facility and they heard their football program is getting $50,000 from the Chargers Impact Fund. What a great day indeed. This is the second time, in fact, that the Chargers hosted a team impacted by the fires. They hosted Palisades Charter High School's football program last week. We love this kind of sunshine in the morning. Keep your good news coming to us. Share it with us. So easy to reach out to me on social media. You can use that hashtag Today in LA Bright Spot. You can also email me at lynette.romero@nbcuni.com.
Stay connected with us throughout the day. The weather will be evolving and changing, and we want to make sure to get you the updates as soon as possible. But here are the 4 things to watch. The rain is steady this morning, this afternoon and evening. It's going to be intense. That's when we're getting the heaviest of it. There's a possibility of roadway flooding and a high risk for debris flow and mudslides. There's even a possibility for some thunderstorms. That means we could see those big downbursts of rain, but also strong winds, even some small hail. When we take a look at the risk for flooding, it's going to be elevated, especially over Ventura County, the San Fernando Valley, LA County. It will be moderate through the mountains over into the Inland Empire in Orange County. And our friends in the deserts are looking okay. It looks like the rain for you will mostly be beneficial, but you're always going to see a combination of the strong winds and also that rain. So let's time it out for you. The morning has already shown how the rain has become widespread. So now everybody is seeing it, and it's only going to intensify as we go throughout the afternoon. Here we are looking at the weather at 7 a.m. The rain is falling light to moderate. Now we get into about lunchtime. We start to tap into some moderate to heavy rain. If you are going to go to work today, you don't have the option to work from home, then you want to bring lunch with you. You don't want to step outside when that heavy rain is going. That strong rain will continue into the afternoon. Here we are looking at the weather at 6 p.m. and notice at that time we start to see that rain let up for Ventura County, the San Fernando Valley, but it's still falling pretty strong over the IE and Orange County. And past 9-10 p.m. the activity, it really does taper off compared to where we're going to be during the intense part of the storm. Scattered showers this evening and into tomorrow morning. We'll continue to see that snow accumulate over the mountains where a winter weather advisory has been issued for the San Bernardino Mountains. We're going to see up to 2 feet of snow, possibly even more above 8,000 feet. So here's a look at the rainfall totals. This is going to be the most rain we've had in months, possibly in about a year. Most areas will get about 1.5 to 3 inches, higher amounts in the foothills and mountains, and the snow levels, those are going to be variable. We're going to see them possibly drop to about 6,000 feet tomorrow evening. Now those winds, you're going to feel them. The mountains and deserts is where we have high wind warnings and also wind advisories. Gusts there potentially up to 60, 70 miles per hour. But I want to stop the clock during the afternoon. This is the time, 4 p.m., when the heaviest rain is coming down. We're also going to have some strong winds. Have you ever tried to hold an umbrella when you have that rain and strong winds? It's really hard. So that's what we're going to be dealing with throughout the afternoon. And that's what you are possibly going to be experiencing once you get on the roads or when you're picking up the kids from school. So plan ahead for that. 7-day forecast. I'm running out of time. Today is going to be the heaviest rain. If you can avoid travel, do so. Tomorrow, the rain will start to fizzle out. Over the weekend, the weather starts to dry out and we start to warm up. In fact, next week, the weather is looking dry. We're actually going to see a little warm up by Wednesday. We're going to be around 70 for the basin in Orange County. The valleys in IE 50s today, chilly, rainy. And something that I forgot to mention is for our friends at the coast, there's going to be a high surf advisory, so large breaking waves. The weather inland over the weekend is going to warm into the 70s by Sunday and stay there through next week. And the deserts, rain, wind, all of that coming out to you. It's going to be very difficult to travel, especially for high profile vehicles. And in the mountains, snow above 8,000 feet, big accumulations below that, rock slides, slippery conditions, low visibility. Please be safe. All right, here's Robin getting us through this morning drive. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, it's so soaked out there. My goodness, Belen, we're taking a live look from Street Vision. We see the rain coming down. This is on the 5 heading toward the 110 split. So your drive toward downtown LA, it's going to be busy. You'll have some company out there. The wipers are going. It's going to be a soggy drive. You see how wet the pavement is. So this is why we've been telling you to slow it down and take it easy out there. You know, when the rain comes down, the oil comes up out of the pavement, and it makes for a very slippery and dangerous commute, especially on the ramps. The on and off ramps can be tough to maneuver on rainy days, especially for big rigs and motorcyclists, high profile vehicles. So please take it easy. So we just showed you a live look at the 5. This is your drive time, under 20 minutes from the 170 split down to 10, but I'd still leave early, even though we're not tracking major issues along that stretch. It's raining and it's going to be a sluggish commute. The 60, that's going to be sluggish too as you work your way towards South El Monte. We have this crash wrapping up at the Rosemead exit. That's putting more pressure on your commute. And now we're up to almost 40 minutes from Diamond Bar to East LA. The 10, that number's on the rise, 35 minutes Pomona to East LA. And the 105, I just avoid it. It's been a trouble spot all morning. Big rig crash wrapping up at the Long Beach Boulevard exit, all lanes blocked. Take Imperial or Rosecrans as your alternate. Lynette, back to you.
All right, come out and join our team for the Kingdom Day Parade. It is Monday, February 17th in Leimert Park. Join the fun and look out for NBC4's Michael Brownlee and Melissa McGee, along with Telemundo 52's Enrique Quiabra and Michelle Trujillo. The parade kicks off at 10 a.m.
5:57 right now. Disneyland is getting ready to celebrate its 70th anniversary. The theme park announced new experiences coming to Main Street USA this summer. Main Street Cinema will have a short film about the songwriting duo the Sherman Brothers and their famous song, It's a Small World. And the Opera House will have a new gallery experience featuring the evolution of Walt Disney's Dream of Disneyland. All of it starts July 17th. That is the day the park opened back in 1955. Well, right now at 6 a.m., widespread rain, street flooding, evacuation orders. We've seen some mud flows already as well. Southern California's strongest storm of the season is here.
People living near any of our major burn scars could be forced to leave their homes again if the hillsides give way. And we have seen just how fast that can happen.
This storm is serious. If you're in an evacuation zone, don't wait. Conditions could become life-threatening at any moment.
The rain is expected to last all day. Some areas could see up to 5 inches.
We have a team of reporters out in the elements monitoring the conditions in real time for you. They are positioned in 3 of our most vulnerable communities.
This is Today in LA at 6 with breaking news.
Well, thank you for staying with Today in LA and this very wet Thursday morning, getting a live look outside. You saw a number of our weather cameras out there. There is rain from the coast to the mountain. It's not going to let up anytime soon, and we appreciate you joining us. I'm Adrian Arambulo.
And I'm Lynette Romero. We got to get right to Belen de Leon because she has been tracking this storm for days now. You really predicted exactly when it was going to be the worst, and that's still ahead of us, isn't it?
The team has been working together to get you guys the timing and get you prepared for it, and today is the day. Yesterday, we picked up about a 1/4 of an inch. We're going to get the bulk of the moisture today. We're looking at accumulations from 1 to 3 inches for most areas, more expected in the mountains and in the foothills. Look at Long Beach. It is socked, 57 degrees. Visibility is down, so it's foggy, it's wet, and since midnight, we've picked up about 3/10 of an inch. Our first alert radar network is activated. It's scanning the sky. When I started this morning at 4 a.m., we had rain Ventura County, parts of LA County, and now the rain is widespread. So if you're getting behind the wheel, no matter where you go, you're going to encounter some slippery conditions. Now, something that we did is we decided to outline the burn scar areas because we want to see what's happening in real time over those locations. And we have rain falling over at the airport fire, the line fire, the bridge fire, and the Eaton fire right now. Big concern. The rainfall rate yesterday was rate to go up between 1/2 inch to about 1 inch per hour, which means there is a high risk for mudslides and debris flow. Rain falling right now over the Palisades fire, the Franklin fire, and we sent our Storm Ranger 4 over to Simi Valley. It's getting the first view of what's happening as that rain moves into Ventura County, and we've got that rain falling in the mountain fire as well. So amigos, we're in it, and we're only going to see that rain intensify. A flash flood watch starts at 10 a.m. for LA County, Ventura County, and you notice it covers all of these fire zones, and then a flood watch in effect for Orange County, the IE San Bernardino fire, San Bernardino Mountains also covering these burn scar areas. So we're going to see the potential for mud, debris flow, but also some huge impacts when it comes to travel. Robin has been helping us throughout the morning. What's going on now?
Oh, the rain is just slowing everybody down. We have so many trouble spots, so many big rig crashes and spinouts out there. One of the big problems I'm tracking, Belen, is a traffic alert on the 105. This crash happened shortly before 5 a.m. It involves a car and a big rig, West 105 at the Long Beach Boulevard exit in Linwood. Mind you, this is the fourth crash in the same area at the same exit within an hour. So it's just one problem after the other. And unfortunately, all lanes are blocked. So I've been telling folks to either get on the freeway after the crash, after Long Beach Boulevard, or use surface streets like Rosecrans or Imperial, because it doesn't look like anybody's getting through right now. Look at the drive time, almost an hour from the 605 split to LAX, speeds dipping below 20 miles per hour. That is just not fun. The 10 up to 22 minutes East LA to West LA. And I just got word of a crash on the 405 southbound at Century. This is going to be a headache heading to the airport. Several lanes blocked. You're backed up in both directions. We'll take a closer look at this and other slowdowns coming up in a little bit. Adrian, back to you.
Right, Robin, thank you. Well, there is a widespread threat of mudslides with this storm. So take a look at this map here. It shows the areas of concern, and there are many of them. We have 5 burn scars in LA and Ventura counties, one from the bridge fire in San Bernardino County as well. Heavy rain could send debris down hillsides at any of these spots and cause serious damage. And we're starting to see the heavier rain come down. We have video now that we want to show you from Altadena.
But as Belen has been telling us, this storm is going to intensify. NBC4's Lauren Coronado is watching the conditions in Altadena. So are you seeing any changes since the last time we talked with you?
Lynette, Adrian, this is probably the heaviest it's been all morning. It's been really steady, too. And right now, you might be able to hear some of the rain going down the gutter on this hillside. We're on Sunny Oak Circle and Loma Alta Drive. This is a neighborhood that is under an evacuation warning. You can see the K-rails in place. You'll also see some heavy equipment here on standby, ready to pick up any debris that fall into the roadways. And crews, they've been clearing debris basins, storm drains, and flood channels here in the Eaton Fire burn zone, all in preparation for possible mud and debris flows from the charred hillsides now threatening neighborhoods, some which, keep in mind, have already been destroyed by the Eaton Fire. Local leaders are warning those in the burn zones to be ready to evacuate at any moment.
Mud flow and debris, landslides, it's kind of like the silent disaster where you don't really hear it until it does damage and it's quickly upon you. So don't wait, get out.
It's been a very stressful time, honestly, just being displaced, and it's taken a toll on my children and myself.
Oh, you just feel for them. The Kirkjian family, their home was damaged in the Eaton fire. Now they're under an evacuation warning because of the storm, worried about the safety of their home again. He, along with all those neighborhoods in the yellow shaded area of this map up against the foothills, they're all included in the evacuation warning. Back out here live as you see this hillside. This is an area of concern too, because this is an area the fire burned through. At last check, at least 10 homes, by the way, are under mandatory evacuation orders, and they were told to leave by 7 o'clock this morning. That's just about in the next hour. I also want to mention there are a lot of sheriff's deputies out here as well. We saw at least 8 to 10 positioned in different parts of Altadena in different pockets. Of course, a lot of first responders on standby. Reporting live in Altadena, I'm Lauren Coronado for Today in LA.
All right, Lauren, thank you. 6:05 right now, and evacuation warnings have been issued for residents in Malibu and surrounding areas of the Palisades burn scar. There are several warnings of potential mudslides and flooding. Now, this is a map of the current evacuation warnings that have been issued from now through Friday, 2 p.m., so through tomorrow afternoon. The areas highlighted in yellow and purple are places where the warning has been issued because of the storm. The areas in red are places with continued limited access due to the fire. And here is a live look at Malibu right now. You can see the rain is really coming down as we take a look at these lights here. K-rails and sandbags are in place along with the road closures in that area. Officials are urging residents to be prepared to leave now before it's too late.
This storm is serious. If you're in an evacuation zone, don't wait. Be ready to move to safety immediately. This storm is going to be worse than we saw last week, which means that conditions could become life-threatening at any moment.
Officials are urging residents to sign up for alerts to stay updated. If you live in LA County, you can opt to get emergency alerts through alert.lacounty.gov. For the city, you can sign up through Notify LA.
Well, it's not just the recent burn scars like this that are areas of concern. People living near the bridge line and airport fires also need to be on alert. Now, we did speak with one man who lives in Highland, and he has been keeping a very close eye on one particular part of his neighborhood.
This culvert is actually a pinch point. So what we would see if this system became over capacity is the water and sediment would actually spill over this road.
A voluntary evacuation warning begins at 8 a.m. for the airport fire zone in Orange County, and warnings are in place for parts of Wrightwood and Mount Baldy.
We deployed our Storm Ranger ahead of this storm, so you're getting a live look at NBC4's mobile radar truck. It's now parked in Simi Valley, the only vehicle of its kind here in Southern California. And when combined with our other wet weather radar, it gives you the most accurate storm track possible. To get this same information sent right to your phone, be sure to download our NBCLA app. You can also get breaking weather alerts, evacuation warnings, and you can check the conditions in real time in your neighborhood, wherever you are.
And we have breaking news overseas where a car plowed into a crowd in Munich. At least 28 people were hurt.
What we know about the suspected attack and the driver ahead at 6.
I suspect that we agree with one another when it comes to the threat that Robert F. Kennedy poses to all of our health and well-being.
And a filibuster on the Senate floor. Democrats work to delay the confirmation of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. ahead of a final vote.
Yesterday's rain was just a warm-up. Today we get to the main event. The rain is moving in. It's going to impact your drive this morning. It's going to be widespread, minor flooding a possibility, but the rain is expected to intensify once we get into the afternoon and evening. That's when we have that heavy rain, strong winds, just hazardous travel conditions expected. I'll be back to time it out for you and tell you about all the alerts in effect right now. Big traffic alert. Here's Robin.
Yeah, the heavier the rain, the slower the traffic. That's just how it goes. Brake lights filling in here on the northbound 710 as we take a live look from Street Vision heading toward the 5 and into East LA. You'll have some company. Headlights and wipers are going. A complete traffic check coming up after the break.
6:10, and we have breaking news right now in Munich, Germany. At least 28 people are hurt after a car drove into a crowd of people in what officials call a suspected attack. This comes just a day before a major security conference attended by world leaders was set to start, including Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The driver, who police describe as a 24-year-old Afghan man, is now in custody. Stay with Today in LA as we continue to bring you updates.
2 naval pilots are recovering from minor injuries after this scary-looking crash. New video shows their military jet nosedive right into the San Diego Bay. Both pilots managed to safely eject shortly before their EA-18 Growler jet went down yesterday near Point Loma. A U.S. Customs boat in the area was able to pick them up.
From the movies, it was a boom. So at first I thought it was a bomb. No, but then I couldn't hear the airplane anymore, so I'm like, no, it's not a bomb. It was the whole airplane.
The Navy is investigating the cause of this crash and if weather had anything to do with it.
Well, right now, Senate Democrats are holding a filibuster. They've been on the chamber floor all night long, protesting Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s nomination for Health and Human Services Secretary. Lawmakers are delivering speeches to delay his confirmation vote and have been debating for more than 30 hours. So far, Democrats have highlighted RFK's debunked claims about vaccines, his views on abortion, and the threats that he could pose to health care programs like Medicaid. The Senate is scheduled to hold the final vote in just about 30 minutes at about 7 a.m.
All right, at 6:12 right now, still ahead, an asteroid on a collision course toward Earth. But don't dust off your Armageddon DVD just yet.
We're going to explain why the space rock isn't much of a threat, but still has NASA watching its orbit.
But first, a live look outside of our studios here in Universal City. This is our LA River camera. The water level a lot higher than it normally is with this steady rain. Our team weather coverage will continue in just 1 minute.
It is 6:13 right now, and this is a live look at our roads right now. This is from Street Vision. The commute to and from work, it is going to be tricky, time-consuming, potentially dangerous in this rain, so you want to give yourself extra time. Robin will have another check of the drive in just a few minutes.
All right, 6:14 right now. An asteroid could hit Earth in 2032. Now, NASA says the chances of this collision extremely low, but the probability has been increasing ever since the space rock was discovered just a few weeks ago.
So the asteroid measures between 130 and 300 feet. Scientists say there's about a 2.3% chance that the space rock, dubbed 2024 YR4, hits Earth December 22nd, 2032. So, maybe set an alarm or some kind of thing in your calendar right there, right? Well, that is still a very small chance. This has nearly doubled from the agency's initial estimate from back in late January.
Okay, so now in the event that it really does hit our planet, NASA says an asteroid of this size would cause only localized damage, so it wouldn't threaten the entire planet. And it wouldn't threaten humanity, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Thank you. NASA says it will use the James Webb Space Telescope next month to get a better idea of the asteroid's size.
2032. I'm just trying to get through today, right?
Me too.
Hi, everyone. If you live near a recent burn scar area, a steep slope, or a canyon, you're at a higher risk for mudslide and debris flow. So a couple of safety tips to pass along to you guys. You got to be very vigilant and look for warning signs. Some of those signs, rushing water may turn muddy. You may hear some cracking noises or shifting ground. If that does happen, you may be experiencing a mudslide debris flow around you. So you have to move to higher ground and evacuate if ordered, because mudslides, debris flow, they happen so quickly with little to no warning. Now the view from our universal camera pointing out towards the 101, we got raindrops out there. The rain has become more steady. So this morning we're looking at that activity or the intensity to be moderate. So a little bit harder than what we had yesterday. The windshield wipers are going to be going a little faster. And then this afternoon, evening, as we get to the heaviest rain, those windshield wipers are going to be hard at work, and that's also when we have a high risk of flooding. As we get into tomorrow, that's when the activity, it backs off, becomes more scattered, and then eventually it tapers off by the middle of the day tomorrow. Let me show you what that looks like right now. The rain is all over the place. Getting behind the wheel is going to be a tough go. If you're dropping the kids off at school, they're going to need the umbrellas, they're going to need the rain gear, there's puddles out there, they're going to need the rain boots as well. And if you are planning to go to work around the middle of the day, this is what it's going to look like. We're going to have moderate to heavy rain, so make sure you pack a lunch. That way you don't have to venture outside to see what you're going to get to eat. The afternoon, evening commute is going to be challenging. We're going to have some hazardous travel conditions, not only when we have that intense rain, but we're also going to have some gusty winds. So think ahead for the afternoon drive, but also when you're picking up the kids from school, because that's not going to be fun, them trying to get into the car as that rain is coming down heavy around them. Here we are this evening around 7 p.m. and notice how the bulk of the moisture at that time is over in the Inland Empire and over in Orange County. And we'll start to see that rain let up somewhat over Ventura County and the San Fernando Valley. I think after 10 p.m. we'll have mostly scattered showers around the area, but we're going to be dealing with the residual effects of that heavy rain that fell during the afternoon. Tomorrow morning, the roads are going to be slick, but notice how I'm not seeing as much rain. We'll have some scattered clouds out there, and then throughout the day, the storm system will gradually move out of the area and the weather will start to dry out. This is going to be the most rain that we've had in over a year. 1.5 to 3 inches, higher amounts in the foothills and mountains. And the snow levels, they're going to be variable because the snow level will be coming up and down. But I will tell you that a winter weather advisory has been issued for the San Bernardino Mountains from tonight through 10 a.m. tomorrow. Above 8,000 feet, we could get from 2 to 3 feet. So heavy snow expected in the mountains, the gusts up to 55 miles per hour. And I'm running out of time, but I want to make sure and tell you that the strongest winds today are going to be from 1 o'clock through tomorrow morning. Gusts up to 60, 70 miles per hour in the mountains, the deserts, but even for lower elevations this afternoon as we get into the strongest rain, we're also going to have some really strong winds. Now, 7-day forecast shows how the weather starts to clear up tomorrow. The weekend is looking good, and you may have noticed that graphic that I quickly went through. There's a high surf advisory at the coast, so we're going to see some large breaking waves starting there this afternoon, lasting all the way through Saturday morning. Waves potentially from 7 to up to 9 feet. So I'll bring that to you in the next half hour. Valley's Inland Empire 50s today. By Sunday, we're in the 70s, and the dry weather continues through next week. We just got to get through today. If you can avoid travel, do so. Stay home. Tomorrow, we'll continue to see that chance for rain in the deserts as well as those gusty winds. And in the mountains, snow above 7,000 feet, Watch out for rock slides, slippery conditions, low visibility. The weather clears up this weekend. That's it for me. Robin, tag you're it.
All right, I'll take it. Big rig drivers are having a tough time this morning, Belen. So many crashes involving big rigs that are spinning out. Jackknife blocking several lanes. Here's another one heading into Santa Fe Springs. We have a traffic alert for this crash. It's South 5 at the North 605 connector. A big rig on that ramp spun out. It's jackknife. The trailer is stretched across the ramp, so you cannot merge from South 5 over to northbound 605 because of that crash. Help is on the way, but it's backing you up in both directions. I've been urging folks to avoid the 105 heading west. Get on the freeway after the Long Beach Boulevard exit or consider Rosecrans or Imperial. This is our fourth crash in the same spot. This one also involving a big rig. And at last check, it was blocking all lanes of traffic, and they were working to clear this off to the side. So it's been a trouble spot for over an hour, and the drive time is not pretty. 56 minutes for West 105 from the 605 split heading over to the airport LAX. You got to get out there early if you're heading to the airport, not just LAX, but any local airport, because all these problems are popping up and the traffic's just getting heavier and heavier. The 101, 22 minutes, not bad. The 10, 28 minutes East LA to West LA. Lynette, Adrian, back to you.
All right, Robin, thank you. 6:20 right now. Still ahead at 6. Streaming content changes.
What you might notice the next time you sign into your Disney Plus account.
And some bad news for shoppers. Prices won't go down anytime soon. We'll explain why coming up.
But first, a live look outside at LAX. Oof, it's busy out there already. Not a great day for travel. But the airport, you know, they're going to be busy. They're used to this. But boy, you can really see it backing up. It's only 6:20. We're going to have more continuous coverage of our weather coming up in Today in LA. 6:23, we now know how many federal workers accepted President Trump's buyout offer. 75,000 workers accepted it. That's less than 5% of the federal workforce. Now, the Office of Personnel Management tells NBC News that those employees will still receive their pay through September. The deadline for the deferred resignation offer closed at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. NBC News has not independently verified the number of employees who took that buyout offer.
Inflation is rising, and so are prices, posing a challenge to President Trump's economic agenda and his promise to cut costs for consumers. One of the biggest price jumps that we've seen, eggs. A dozen now selling for a nationwide average of nearly $5. That's twice what it was just a year ago and much higher here in California. And it's not just groceries. Housing costs, vehicle insurance, airfare, all going up. President Trump is calling for the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates, which would give consumers and businesses more room to spend and invest. But some economists say that could reignite inflation.
If you're a Disney Plus subscriber, you will notice a change the next time you watch a movie like Dumbo or Peter Pan. The company is updating its disclaimer that plays before older titles. Variety reports that the new advisory will read, "This program is presented as originally created and may contain stereotypes or negative depictions." That's a change in wording from the previous advisory, which included the phrase mistreatment of peoples or cultures. Now, Disney originally added content warnings to older movies back in 2019.
All right, 6:25 right now. We are tracking our strongest storm of the season as we take a live look right now at Long Beach.
Heavy rain, flooding, mudslides, all possible from the coast to the mountains. Our team weather coverage continues with NBC4's Brittany Hope live in Malibu. Brittany.
Yeah, we're here on PCH, and we actually just saw Caltrans crews looking at this area behind us where there's a bunch of mud on the roads, a lot more flooding. But look at a really long line of water. A second new one is now coming down this hillside. We'll have the latest conditions coming up.
The rain is only getting stronger. We have flash flood watches in effect. But in addition, we also have high wind warnings. Look at this camera from Mount Wilson where you can see how these trees in the foreground are violently shaking, plus visibility is low. So on top of that flood watch, I have a high wind warning, I have a winter weather advisory, I have a high surf advisory. This is a big storm. We're going to get you through it safely with our First Alert Radar Network. The view right now, hey, showing just a little cruise. What's happening out there? We'll be right back with more Today in LA.
Right now at 6:30, a winter wallop. There is a strong storm moving through Southern California right now, and this one could be dangerous.
Now we are talking all-day rain and the potential for flooding and mudslides, especially in our vulnerable burn scars.
And you can expect chaos on your commute. Robin is already tracking multiple trouble spots as we take this live look at our roads from our Street Vision camera. Our team weather coverage continues right now.
This is Today in LA at 6:30 with breaking news.
We are so glad you're staying with us here on Today in LA on this Thursday morning. This is a live look outside from 5 of our weather cameras, really giving you a good idea of what's going on out there. There is rain from coast to the mountains, and it is not going to let up anytime soon. I'm Lynette Romero.
And I'm Adrian Arambulo. We want to check in with meteorologist Belen De Leon, who is tracking this storm. Belen, you were talking about all the warnings and advisories. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start off with radar because the rain is picking up, and yesterday it was falling lightly. Today it's moderate, so it's going to impact your drive a bit more. Our radars are scanning the skies, and what we did is we outlined the burn scar areas because this heavy rain is going to be very concerning for these recent burn scar areas where there's no vegetation, nothing to hold on to that moisture, and it's just expected to slide off. The rainfall rates are going to increase today to about ½ inch to an inch per hour during the heaviest amount of rain. This isn't even the heaviest amount of rain. It's falling moderately right now, mostly over Orange County and the Inland Empire, and we have some pockets of moderate rain through the mountains. And our Storm Ranger 4 is over in Simi Valley, keeping an eye on the storm as it approaches Southern California. And although right now things are calmer than what they've been this morning, oh, Storm Ranger 4, you've got your work cut out for you, because look at all of this moisture that's upstream. That's going to be moving in, and it's going to cause a concern for flooding, especially over burn scars. So we have a flash flood watch that starts at 10 a.m., lasts through 10 p.m. tonight, Ventura County, LA County, and a flood watch for the Inland Empire, Orange County, the San Bernardino Mountains, starting at 10 and lasting through Friday morning. So on top of the flood watch, I'm also going to talk about the winds the next time I see you. Right now, let's check on the drive. Hey, Robin.
Hey there. Good morning. We have so many new problems coming in, and normally we'd be checking in with News Chopper 4 to get a live look at traffic. They always help us track the morning drive, but because of the weather conditions, our chopper is grounded. It's going to be a busy commute out there. We've had so many problems, so if you do have to drive this morning, just take it easy. Both hands on the wheels. Make sure you're driving at a reduced speed. We have a situation here where a driver ran off the road down the embankment in Pasadena, so we have several lanes closed east 210 at Mountain Street. Normally, this is an easy stretch. We don't have problems along this portion of the 210, but now we have the 4 right lanes blocked as they try to figure out how to retrieve this vehicle that ran off the road. From Glendora to Pasadena, the 210 west up to 41 minutes. Check out the 10 up to 53 minutes from Pomona heading over toward East LA. We're also seeing busy conditions on the 5, the 710, and the 605, plus a traffic alert still active on the 105. We'll check that coming up in our next report. Lynette, Adrian, back to you.
All right, 6:32 right now. Evacuation warnings are in place for the Palisades burn scar areas. Today's rain is expected to bring potentially dangerous mudslides and flooding.
Yeah, you know what? We're already starting to see this happen, and the peak of the storm isn't going to hit until this afternoon. NBC4's Brittany Hope is live in Malibu on PCH with a look at the current conditions. Brittany, within the last hour, you started to show us some of the mud flowing. What's it looking like right now?
It's happening fast, you guys. And first, I want to show you this. So if you were with us at 4:30, 5:30, this is the lane of traffic you can drive through. Well, now that entire lane is covered in water. So not only is all of this mud taking up the far right lane, it's also going toward the center median as well. Now, just a few minutes ago at 6:26, our producer was in our ear watching it happen. We had this second line of water that's coming down here that we're highlighting with our flashlights, and it's coming down really, really fast. In fact, a few minutes ago, with that big branch, we saw that collapse out of the hillside there, and then we saw a few rocks kind of trickle down, creating that. So when we've heard you, when we've warned you about what happens to the root systems of these rocks when all of this rain comes down, we're seeing it happen live, and that's why we have evacuation warnings in place right now. So we want to pull up this map so you can see the exact areas we're talking about. So we're live here in Malibu right now. Malibu has had an evacuation warning since yesterday. That started headed there. So places like Malibu Canyon, Civic Center, Big Rock, where we are now, Las Flores, Las Tunas, all of that is under evacuation warning. On the LA City side of the Palisades fire, so that's the Pacific Palisades, Mandeville Canyon, that evacuation warning starts this morning at 7 o'clock. Now, there are some homes that are under evacuation orders, and those homes have already been visited by the Los Angeles Police Department. That's all according to LA Fire. Now, back out here live, we're on the other side of PCH. Now that the sun has come up, you can see the ocean is on this side. This is where homes used to be. Much of it has fallen into the ocean, but because of all the water that we showed you that's coming from PCH, look at all of these little tributaries that are forming here, creating all of this deep, thick mud, pushing a lot of that debris into the ocean. So this is the issue that we're seeing on both sides of PCH. I can tell you we've driven most of PCH from the 10 all the way here to Big Rock. This is the problem area. Yes, there's localized flooding on some parts of the highway, but certainly this is the first mud and dirt and debris and rock slide area that we've seen. PCH still closed until at least after the storm passes. Reporting live in Malibu, Brittany Hope for Today in LA.
All right, Brittany, thank you for that live report. Well, road closures in Malibu are forcing some schools to close today and possibly tomorrow. Now, that includes Webster Elementary, Malibu Middle, and Malibu High Schools. The superintendent of Santa Monica Malibu Unified says it's in order to try to keep students and staff safe. He also says the district will reach out to families about remote learning. This storm is not impacting schools in LA Unified right now, but the district says it will update families if anything changes. If you have questions or concerns, you can also call the LA Unified Family Support Hotline. It is available from 7:30 in the morning until 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
All right, 6:35 right now. The rain is coming down in the Hollywood Hills and rising right next to these sandbanks in Runyon Canyon. Now, this is one area that we're really concerned about. This is where the Sunset Fire burned last month. NBC4's John Kedys-Klimak watching the conditions there. John.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, so the rain has not let up throughout the morning. It's been constant, and as we've been watching it, we've also watched all this water come through here. We showed you guys that video of the sandbags that are there, kind of holding it back a little bit, kind of helping it make its way the way it's supposed to, so that it goes directly down the street and not into any homes here. But I want to show you now that we've got a little bit more light up on the hillside, where you can see that the city has done some work to get these lines put down, also to kind of hold back any of the debris that might be up there that might make its way down once this hillside gets drenched, as we're expecting it to throughout the morning. I want to show you this map. This map gives you a good view as to where this evacuation warning goes into effect starting at 7 a.m. this morning. The LA City Fire Department says that you got to be ready if you're in this shaded area to evacuate should that warning become in order. All of it because of what happened with the Sunset Fire. 43 acres that burned January 8th. It was late in the evening. It was around 6 o'clock when that thing broke out. And you remember that firefight. It was a quick one, dropping as much water as they could onto that fire. And they saved homes in the area. Nothing destroyed as a result of that, but it was all during that big firefight with the Palisades. The Eaton fires all erupting around us. The Sunset Fire is the one that in the Hollywood Hills we're focusing on here this morning. I want to bring it back live again. The area that is east and south of Runyon Canyon, that is what the fire department is really keeping an eye on. That's the one that they've got this evacuation warning going into effect at 7 a.m. again because of what's coming down the hillside. The rain has been constant throughout the morning. We're keeping an eye on it. We'll let you know if there is any type of slippage or any type of debris flow that happens as a result of this. As of now, so far so good. Reporting live this morning in the Hollywood Hills, I'm John Kedys-Klimak, Today in LA.
All right, John, thank you. In just a couple of hours, LA Mayor Karen Bass will give us an update on the city's preparedness. That's expected to start at 8:30 this morning, and we will bring that to you live here on air and also online at NBCLA.com. And you can also stream it on our NBCLA app.
We deployed our Storm Ranger ahead of this storm, and you're getting a live look at NBC4's mobile radar truck, now parked in Simi Valley, the only vehicle of its kind here in Southern California. And when combined with our other weather radar, it gives you the most accurate storm track possible. Now, to get that same information sent right to your phone, be sure to download our NBCLA app.
All right, still ahead, February showers bring Valentine's Day flowers.
What to know if you're willing to deal with all this rain to buy a bouquet for your love.
You don't want to say paramour? Paramour.
Apparently it means secret lover.
Ooh, okay, I didn't know that. Don't say it. All right, also ahead, new fears about the flu, what we know about the worst spike in cases in more than a decade.
Today's when we're going to get the heaviest rain, the strongest winds, some mountain snow. But this storm is also transferring a lot of energy into our water and the ocean. We're going to have high surf, and advisory starts this afternoon and goes all the way through Saturday. We're going to have large breaking waves. Look at this, LA Ventura, 7 to 12 feet. Ay, ay, ay. Coming up, we're going to get you ready for the heaviest rain in your neighborhood. Here's Robin with traffic.
Hi, get ready for a busy commute. Normally, we'd have Chopper, News Chopper 4 up above looking at the traffic, helping us track the drive. It's grounded because of the weather. That's okay. We have Street Vision showing you the brake lights South 110 at the 5. It's going to be busy heading into downtown LA, so leave early. We'll check more freeways and drive times coming up.
And join us live coming up at 7 a.m. for Today in LA streaming. You'll find our NBC LA Los Angeles news channel on Roku, Samsung TV Plus, Peacock, and other streaming platforms. Just scan that QR code right now and take us with you as you head out the door. We'll be right back.
6:43 right now, and this is a live look outside from our camera on Mount Wilson. Lots of raindrops on the lens as the storm moves through. You can see all the cloud cover. Can't make out anything below the mountaintop there. Belinda's tracking when and where the rain will be heaviest. We're going to check back in with her in just a few minutes.
Closing arguments will take place today in rapper A$AP Rocky's assault trial. He declined to testify in his own defense in downtown LA. A$AP, whose real name is Rakeem Mayers, is accused of firing a gun at his former friend outside of a hotel in 2021. He is facing up to 24 years in prison if convicted.
For the first time since the pandemic, flu-related deaths have surpassed COVID-related deaths in the state. Health officials are warning about the surge in flu cases, saying it's at the highest levels in more than 15 years. State notes that only a small percentage of eligible Californians have received the appropriate respiratory virus vaccines. The CDC data shows that the percentage of kids getting vaccinated for the flu in California is nearly 10% lower than it was before the pandemic. Health officials say it is not too late to protect yourself.
Stay up to date with your vaccinations. For flu and COVID, that's everybody 6 months and older. And then for RSV, it's a little more complicated. Talk to your doctor, but it's generally people that are very young, that are older.
Health officials say the latest data shows the progress that we've made against COVID-19.
Next year, Californians will vote for a new governor, and we may soon learn who will join that race. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco is expected to formally declare his run at Governor Newsom's seat next week. There's been speculation for several months that Sheriff Bianco could be interested in the position. He's also been very vocal on Newsom's crime policies in the past. Governor Newsom's current term ends January 2027.
Well, rain or shine, the California Flower Mall says it is ready to welcome shoppers for one of their busiest times of the year, Valentine's Day. The mall is open right now. They say it's going to stay open all day, all night. Actually won't close until 8 o'clock tomorrow night for all those all the last-minute lovers.
You have a hard time saying lover, don't you?
It just reminds me of that SNL skit. I don't know if you remember, like with Will Ferrell. I think it was Rachel Dratch. Lover.
Lover.
If you're worried about parking, the mall says that we'll have some extra help to get you in and out quickly with all the rain.
Say it again on camera, though.
Lover.
Lover. How you say it?
Lover.
No, I like it. Lover.
Lover.
I love her.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not loving this rain, how heavy it's coming down. It's going to come down really heavy today. Last week we had the storm system. It came down. In fact, the LA River didn't rise much. This morning I showed you this camera and we could see the bottom of the LA River, but now with the rain that's starting to accumulate, it's starting to flow swiftly, and I'm expecting for this to get even higher and to rush even harder. So not far from here, Burbank 53 degrees, visibility is down, and look at this. We've picked up so far since midnight about 1/4 of an inch. A couple of impacts that I want to share with you. Of course, travel is being impacted. We're going to have some dangerous road conditions, especially during the afternoon. The big concern, flash flooding and debris flow, mudslides. But we're also going to have some strong winds that are going to bring down trees and also possibility of them causing power outages. Now, we're going to do something a little different. Instead of me showing you that Futurecast, that model that shows you when and where the rain is going to happen, I want to break down where the rain is going to happen and when it's going to get the most intense based on counties. So Ventura County, we already have that rain falling moderately from 9 to noon. That's going to continue, but the intense rain here is expected to happen between 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. That's the kind of rain where if you're in your car, the windshield wiper is just going like crazy because the rain is coming down so heavy and so fast. Now from 3 to 6 p.m., it's not going to be as intense. It'll be moderate. And then as we head into the late afternoon, evening, and the overnight hours, then the rain will become lighter. Now in LA County, 9 to about noon, the rain is going to be light. And then from noon to 3 p.m., it starts picking up and it's heavy. That's the lunch hour. So if you have plans to head into work today, you're going to have to brown bag it. The weather around 3 to 6 p.m., that's when we're expecting the heaviest rain in LA County. And that's an issue because that may impact your commute. It could also impact your plans to pick up the kids at school, so plan ahead for that. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., notice how the rain is moderate. We start to see it back off in intensity around 9 to noon. It becomes light. 9 to midnight, rather, it becomes light. Now, Orange County and the Inland Empire, the intense rain for you is going to arrive not until this evening. So until then, that rain is slowly going to be building up. Noon to 3 p.m., it's going to be moderate. 3 to 6 p.m., it's going to be heavy. And from 6 to 9 p.m., that's when we're expecting the intense rain. And then after that time, this heavy rain is going to clear the area, and then overnight through tomorrow morning, it's going to become scattered until eventually it tapers off. So tomorrow it's going to go away, but today is the heavy day. And as far as rainfall amounts go, we're going to see the wettest storm we've had so far this season and possibly in over a year. 1 to 3 inches for most areas, and highest amounts will be in the foothills and mountains. And if we zoom in, we can see just about how much rain we're expecting for those fire zones. So Palisades Fire looking to receive possibly up to about an inch. The Burn Scar and Eaton Fire more than 2 inches, and the Bridge Fire could get close to 4 inches by the time this is all said and done. Now there is a flooding concern, a reminder that we could encounter those flooded streets today throughout the afternoon especially, so never drive through those flooded roads. 6 inches of rain can stall your car, and it's hard to measure what's underneath that water. There may be some other dangers underneath there, so please find another way around to get to wherever you have to go. Turn around, don't drown. 7-day forecast is showing a chilly, rainy day today. We're also going to have some gusty winds during the afternoon. The rain lets up tomorrow. It starts to wrap up over the weekend. We'll bring back the sunshine and the temperatures will be warmer, and the dry conditions continue through next week. The forecast in the valleys and Inland Empire, very rainy today, especially the afternoon and evening. Tomorrow it starts to taper off, and this weekend by Sunday we're in the 70s, 70 for next week. In the mountains and deserts, that's where we're going to have the combination of wind and rain, weather clearing up over the weekend, and above 7,000 feet, we could see up to 2 feet of snow, but the travel will be impacted in the mountains. Avoid it if you can. If you have to head up there to the mountains, make sure you bring the chains. That's your weather. Now to traffic. Here's Robin.
Good morning. They're going to have to bring some patience. Pack it up as you roll out the door this morning because you're dealing with wet roads. You're dealing with sluggish traffic. This is a live look at the 5 passing the Lakewood Boulevard exit. This is your commute heading into and out of Downey and Santa Fe Springs. It is busy, busy, busy. And the South 5 connector to North 605. There was an accident there involving a big rig that spun out. So the trailer has been blocking the whole connector ramp. So as they work on that, a traffic alert remains in place. You're slow on both freeways and both connector ramps, the 5 and the 605. We're also tracking an issue here involving a driver that ran off the road down the embankment in Pasadena. This is the eastbound side of the 210 at Mountain Street. We hardly ever see heavy traffic on the eastbound side of the 210 rolling through Pasadena along this stretch. Normally it's a piece of cake. This morning it's a problem because the 4 right lanes are blocked as they work to retrieve this vehicle. And we've seen a number of spinouts, number of accidents involving cars. It's a single vehicle where the driver is just crashing into the center divide, running off the road. It's happening a lot in the wet weather, so please slow it down out there. Big rig crash here. We've been working this for a few hours. 105 west at Long Beach Boulevard. There's opening up lanes right now, so we've gone from all lanes blocked to you're getting by in 2 lanes, but it's still quite slow and backed up beyond the 710, so plan ahead. Adrian, back to you.
Robin, thank you. And we're taking a live look from our home here in Universal City. Southern California is getting drenched right now, and the storm system is bringing dangerous conditions, even evacuation orders and warnings. Our team weather coverage continues right after the break. First, though, we want to invite you to join us for the Kingdom Day Parade. It's Monday, February 17th in Leimert Park, so Monday, next Monday. NBC4's Michael Brownlee and Melissa McGee, along with Telemundo 52's Enrique Chiabra and Michelle Trujillo. The parade kicks off at 10 a.m. We hope to see you out there. Today in LA, we'll be right back. 6:54 right now. Well, the rain is coming down across Southern California, and it's going to be even more intense this afternoon.
We, of course, are staying on top of all of this, on top of the roads, the situation, especially in those burn areas. NBC4's Lauren Coronado is live in Altadena with the very latest.
Lynette, Adrian, good morning. We're getting a little break in rain, still some drizzle, but not as heavy as it was about an hour ago. And right now we're in a community under an evacuation warning, concerns over potential debris flow and mudslides. This is an area of concern where K-rails are set up ready to stop any of that potential debris flow. Now, these mudslides or landslides, they happen fast. So here's what the USGS says are signs of a potential slide. Cracks, bulging, tilting. We're talking about widening cracks in the ground and on the base of slopes too, so look out for any tilted or moved trees, fences, utility poles too. By the way, utility problems, that's another sign, like broken or leaking utilities such as water, septic or sewer lines. So that's all something to be aware of. I also want to mention, look out for sticking doors or windows as well. Back out here live as we continue to monitor conditions. We are seeing a lot of first responders in the area as well. Reporting live in Altadena, I'm Lauren Coronado for Today in LA.
And we're live now in Malibu, where we've seen some serious issues this morning, specifically here near Big Rock. And we're just across the street from it. So now water and flooding from the burned hillside above, where burned homes are, is now covering both lanes of PCH on the north side. You can see water is still flowing from the hillside there. A lot of debris and mud and dirt is building up. We've even seen some rocks and small boulders fall down this hillside as well. Now, another issue as you look across the street toward where the ocean is here are all of these homes that were burned. A lot of the mud is flowing across PCH, creating a lot of flow into these burned areas. Of course, a lot of that then is going straight into the ocean. So those are the issues we've been seeing this morning. Cal Fire was out here, Caltrans was out here, so they're definitely monitoring this spot. Live in Malibu, Brittany Hope for Today in LA.
Hey, good morning from the Hollywood Hills. I'm John Kelly's Klimax showing you Runyon Canyon. This is all closed off because of the Sunset Fire that happened during the big firestorm here in our area. This water is all coming down the hillside here. The sandbags doing their job to hold back any potential debris flow that might make its way down the hillside as well. I want to share with you this map that the LA City Fire Department is using. This is where the evacuation warning goes into effect in just a few minutes, starting at 7 a.m. Again, it is just a warning. If it becomes an order, the fire department says they may even go door to door to tell people to get out because of the potential for mud flow and debris flows making their way through this area, all as a result of that Sunset Fire. Reporting live in the Hollywood Hills, I'm John Kelly's Klimax, Today in LA.
Our First Alert Radar Network is activated, and our First Alert weather team will be working around the clock to make sure you get the updates you need. Right now, we've got that rain falling moderately over in the Inland Empire and in Orange County, and our burn scars, unfortunately, will be affected today. We also have Storm Ranger 4, the only mobile radar unit in Southern California. It's reporting for duty over in Simi Valley, and although things are much calmer there, Storm Ranger 4, you've got your work cut out for you. There's more rain offshore, and look at what's upstream. We're expecting the heaviest rain to arrive this afternoon and evening, so make sure you stay tuned. Later today, we'll be showing you this river camera. It's going to be rising. A reminder, this afternoon and evening is when we're going to see the heaviest rain. Roadway flooding is a possibility. Plan ahead for that for the afternoon commute and picking the kids up from school. There's going to be a high risk for debris flow and mudslides. Remember those great tips that Lauren Coronado just gave us. And there's a possibility for some thunderstorms, so we may hear some booms, see some lightning. Please be safe and always keep your face towards the sunshine. Hey, Robin.
Good morning. Good morning. As a reminder, do not forget the headlights and the wipers. It is California law. If the wipers are on, the headlights must be on. Have them on together. We're tracking this big rig crash, our third one of the morning in Linwood, westbound 105 at the Long Beach Boulevard exit. Your left lanes are closed. That's an improvement. We had all lanes blocked. So you're backed up beyond the 710. Consider using Rosecrans or Imperial as an alternate if you don't want to deal with the traffic on the 105, because it's 52 minutes right now for that westbound trip from the 605 split to LAX. I heard from a big rig driver, one of our viewers, Chris. He says the lines in the road are doing a Houdini act.
Oh my gosh.
Meaning he can't see them. They're disappearing. So Yeah, be careful.
Chris, we know Chris.
Be safe, Chris.
All right, we want to remind you, LA Mayor Karen Bass will provide an update on the city's preparedness in about an hour and a half at 8:30, and we will bring that to you live on air and online at NBCLA.com. And you can also stream it on our NBCLA app. The news does not stop here. The Today Show's coming up next.
We are going to continue with Today in LA streaming right now on our NBC4 Los Angeles news channel. You can scan a QR code that we're going to put up on your screen in just a moment to start watching. So we hope you can join us again. It's going to be a very busy day when it comes to the weather and traffic. I mean, the worst of it's yet to come, right? I mean, we're counting down hours now, right?
Yes, later today, but as I mentioned, our First Alert Weather team will be here getting you ready. We've got Shauna, we've got Melissa, we've got David, all hands on deck. We're here for you.
All right, well, we'll continue with our weather coverage, again, streaming right now at 7 a.m. on our streaming channels. Hope you have a safe day, and we'll talk with you soon.